Or if it's on the county, you have to live on the county.
Right.
So wherever it's relevant.
It can't just be like you own it, it's your ancestral home, but you don't really live there. That we can't accept a complaint from anybody from the standard.
Yes. You don't mind, on the appeals, for the assessments and everything, which the county does, what takes place after that if you don't agree with it? Is that part of y'all?
Well, that's what we said, when you file your fair housing complaint with those as it relates to zoning and land issues, you just need to make sure you've exhausted all of the processes that are needed at the state level before you can file that complaint. Or whoever you're applying for
I'm talking about appeals for the land in McIntosh County.
I'm saying, you have,
Then you go to the state? So
it starts at the state.
okay. Well, the other thing is, if I had to summarize everything in one word, it may be the wrong word, but I'm going to say harassment. What Mr. Grosvenor went through, Commissioner Atkinson, Sister Portman.
Section 818 of the fair housing.
No,
we deal with harassment.
No. A lot of them were attacked because of, say, voting to get the numbers that they wanted not to have, or to get in office or whatnot. And the other man that comes up a lot of times is this county attorney, Ad Powell. I know Commissioner Atkins said, you know, his mother was part of the deal and everything. Well, he wrote me a letter. I was operating a business, and Mr. Jordan is my commissioner. And he wrote me a letter, and I got the letter in case I need. He took it upon himself to write a letter to say I must close my business immediately. And he was representing the county, but he took it upon his own self to do what he needs to do without their recommendation. If I remember right, you say he came in to the meeting to say what he could do, and without their consent, he took it upon himself to say, hey, you close down today, right now, immediately. And he seems to be a phone in everybody's will. He's I'm assuming he's appointed, or he is appointed. And again, with people that's trying to get votes in, they see them as being a threat. So I'm saying that's harassment, and I don't want to say it's racial, if there's anything such as racial harassment, but they're trying to keep us down.
Mr. Callen, that didn't only come up since Ed Popper was appointed county attorney, the commissioner's room when I was on the board. The sheriff.
Oh, I got a lot to say about him.
Sent us a letter asking us to go to close your establishment down. And we refused to close it down because what they did down at Jake's place.
Right.
So it didn't just start under Ed. It was under the previous board of commissioners also.
Really?
And we voted it down.
So you're saying harassment?
Yeah.
And you're saying broad spectrum
I'm saying, since it's like a year statute of limitations, I guess you would say.
Well, no, that's just wrong. That's just wrong. I can't speak on others.
What we've been asking for today is to not give us umbrellas.
Correct. So I want to know if we could build from harassment from years, but I can say mine was within the last year, before a year anyway. So if you can use my case, if you want specifics, if you want some meat that you want, I got it. I got the letter to say that he represent the commissioner. He used his own power, if you will, to do what he wanted to do.
Yeah, we encourage you to, any concerns like that, to submit a complaint either through our office or directly to the Department of Justice Civil Rights Division. And I will tell you, I won't tell you that they will never act on it, but very rarely will the department act on an individual claim. I keep using the term pattern of practice. If there's a pattern of practice of behavior harassment or discriminatory behavior throughout by one entity targeted at a particular racial group, then those are the types of matters that the Civil Rights Division will generally initiate an action against that entity or that local government.
So you said I need, who do I need to contact, what office?
You can contact Sergeant Dirk Conrad and he'll report it to the Department of Justice Civil Rights.
Yes, I work with, and this is sort of broadly speaking in some of the other issues, whether when Reginald first talked about the police or wherever it is, I work with the Civil Rights Division in Washington, conducting, in our district, I take in allegations, and then I would send a letter to the entity that would be accused of the unlawful behavior, and then I put that together, and then
The investigation would be conducted.
Yeah.
And we don't know what the outcome of that investigation is. And as it relates to your concerns about voting rights and the behavior that they've done to particularly target voting and suppress voter turnout, we've already directed Sergeant to contact the Civil Rights Division, the Voting Rights Division, and to determine whether or not we can initiate an investigation. And we're also going to request election monitoring.
Is there,
Whether or not they'll be granted, or there'll be a request from all.
is there, do each of the entities here have a pamphlet describing the scope of work that you provide and with examples? Because what I'm seeing is an education gap.
Right.
Is there examples of complaints?
Yes.
And also, the second thing is individuals have cases when you don't have the resources to pull all those cases together to show the systematic order of complaints. Is there a part of one of your organizations that could assist with the resource of bringing these complaints together? Or does the community have to bring them together themselves? Two things. The pamphlets describing your scope of work with examples of complaints. And is there resources to help the community pull together those complaints to show the systematic?
My office does not have that kind of pamphlet, but we are online and just Google U.S. Attorney's Office in the Southern District of Georgia and the services that we provide, the structure of our agency is there online. We have access to it.
It's not allowed.
We do with the Office of Fair Housing. I did bring complaint forms with me. There's an information sheet that describes, what is the Fair Housing Act, what is the legal under the act. My business card is attached to that. Those are the things. If you can't meet with me individually this weekend, then you can just take that with you and you can call me. My card is on.
Are there any examples of complaints? Because
Only in the sense that it explains what is illegal under the act. You're going to have to make your own complaint. You would have your own complaint. We aren't creating them, right? It's like whatever wrong you're having right now related to your primary housing, that would be your complaint.
They're just worried about the language.
it's the education. When
Right.
you don't know
Right.
that your complaint is an actual complaint.
Yeah.
And you see some of the people didn't even return because they felt that what they were saying wasn't going to go anywhere like before.
I think the easiest answer I can have for you is file it if you feel like you're being discriminated against in housing as to us. If you don't have a complaint that we can accept, we can explain exactly why and where we refer you to.
Not just say we can't help you and leave you out there.
I mean, we're going to explain too.
How about
the other aspect of, we can't, because we sort of enforce, we represent the United States whenever we're in court and whenever we're investigating. So we can't help you put together complaints. That's what you do within the community, but
We travel.
but things that are more substantive, as substantive as you can make it.
Can you explain something, please?
As detailed as you can make it as a complaint that you can send to us, that's beneficial to what you would want us to investigate, but we don't.
I've heard from others is tell your story,
And then
tell your whole story. Give as many details as you can. I don't know that this is wrong, but it feels wrong. I feel like it's happening to me. This is why. This is what is happening to me. This is where it happened. So your question words, where, what, when, why, how, you know, give your story. And I know you say, I've been coming to these meetings, I've been telling my story. Did you submit a form to an agency with your story so that there's a record of it? And so we don't want it to just go in the air and you feel very frustrated that it's gone nowhere.
We don't expect complaints to say, we think that, Title 6 of the Civil Rights Act is not.
Let's tell your story.
Don't worry about that.
Even we don't know it is like an encyclopedia, but if we get complaints, we look into it.
So, excuse me, is every agency that's here today prepared to take complaints, individual complaints today? I think we were just discussing that, and we're going to do that at 3 o'clock. But I think it's probably time at this point to make sure that everybody has the opportunity to do that. Probably what we should do, and I don't mean to take over, but probably what we should do is break the agencies up, allow everyone that feels like they have a housing complaint to speak to her. Everyone and that means if everyone feels like they have a housing complaint, to speak to her. Then, if everyone feels like they have a complaint that EPA can handle, then everyone needs to shift to EPA. Now, my question to the U.S. Attorney's Office is, who are we complaining to you about? So that everyone in the room can be served. So,
We accept referrals, but if you have an allegation that someone has violated your.
well, here we go, you asked for specifics. So, in the room, we've had specific allegations against the county. Who do the people in the room complain about the county to?
If it's racial discrimination or discrimination under the 1964 Civil Rights relates to race, gender, national origin, you can complain to us and we will ask further questions.
So if anybody in the room feels like the county,
Let me clarify. We don't accept complaints. We accept referrals. And when we are a prosecutorial agency. So when somebody comes to us with an allegation that their rights have been violated, I'm going to take that as a referral, and I'm going to contact the federal agency, either the FBI or.
so are you accepting referrals from the people in the room
I
that
accept
are
referrals at
complaining?
any time.
So the U.S. Attorney's Office is accepting referrals in reference to complaints about the county today based on your race, right?
Based on.
Thank you. So is everyone clear about that? How about the tax? Go ahead.
Oh, not about tax. I just want
No, go ahead.
to make it clear as to why I'm here and what I'm accepting. Again, as I said earlier, if you are employed and you feel like you have not been paid proper wages according to the Fair Labor Standards Act, minimum wage, overtime, those types of things, then I'm here to accept your complaints on that. If you are working, I do have a brochure back there.